People living near Ben's Airport say the sound of planes overhead has become a daily disruption, raising questions about how low they're flying and why their routes pass so closely to homes. Problem solver Jillian Fortner breaks down the flight paths and why changing them is not as simple as it might seem.
The city of Bend says we are home to one of the busiest airports in the state, with much of that traffic coming from student pilots logging hours and hours in the air.
The problem solver spoke with longtime Bend resident Ken Sorber, who says that training has become the soundtrack of his day.
It's just annoying. You sitting on the couch and watching something, or sitting in the backyard, and the helicopters are really loud. And when I worked for the school district, you'd hear them coming over the hospital and the schools every day.
He now tracks flights on his computer and showed KTVZ one aircraft running repeated touch-and-go laps around the airport, looping over his neighborhood.
The last 2 years, it's really increased in the amount of flights over the city and directly over my house.
Leading Edge Flight Academy trains hundreds of student pilots in airplanes and helicopters. President Travis Worthen says their routes are set by the Federal Aviation Administration.
All of that is established by the FAA. There's standard routes and altitudes and when you turn and the distances. It's all set by those traffic patterns.
The problem solvers were given an aerial tour of the flight loops, which reach roughly a mile out from the runway. In Bend, that puts student pilots practicing takeoffs and landings right over nearby homes, schools, even the hospital.
If you're practicing takeoff and landings, you have to have a runway, right? So that's why they do the pattern work at the airport to get proficient in that. But if they're working on something else, like helicopters, they have to know how to go land off airport in remote areas, so most of that we do out to the east.
Noise researchers say what neighbors are hearing isn't just annoying. Oregon State University researcher Matthew Bozigar says repeated aircraft noise can impact health.
I was a part of a couple different studies on aircraft noise and health, and we found that it disrupted sleep in the U.S. Also was associated with like having a higher body mass or obesity as well. So, and there's been many other health effects like documented, particularly in Europe, from aircraft noise.
The FAA says noise abatement at Bend Airport is voluntary. Pilots can deviate if safety is a concern, and the agency reviews noise complaints, referring any safety issues for investigation. But some residents also believe planes are flying too low.
That's not 1,000 feet. There's no way.
Leading Edge says pilots are following set altitudes.
I mean, perception can be weird from the ground.
In the traffic pattern, airplanes are supposed to fly about 1,000 feet above the ground and helicopters about 500 feet, with specific crossing heights to keep them separated.
If we have one of our aircraft out flying, it's doing some purpose, right? It's not for fun. It's not that we're there to harass them.
Any major changes to flight routes would have to go through a federal airspace study. Bend's airspace is already under review as the airport prepares to add a new control tower, a process that could eventually change how and where pilots fly. We'll have much more on that in the future. For the Problem Solvers, I'm Jillian Fortner.